Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? All right, let's get back and respond to your comments over the video I posted of Dr. Shabibi. But before I do, let me go ahead and answer a question. Rich Schultz. Now, this is a good question because more than one person has asked me this. Hello, Pimpy, can you tell me if you take your 25,000 dinar note and get 500 dinar note, yes, it would be a lot of bills, but would it protect against the lopping of the 3 zeros? Thank you for your time. No, let me tell you why it won't help you. If they're going to lop the zeros off the currency, that means they're going to have new bills. So even if you did get 500 and it's protected from the 3 zeros, there's still going to be new looking 500 dinars. I hope that makes sense, but that's the whole purpose of lopping zeros, deleting zeros, reducing zeros. It's to remove the zeros that were put there because of inflation, not the exchange rate. So when they lop it, that means you're going to have a whole new looking currency. This way there's no confusion. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any more questions. Before we get started, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, head on over to our friends at Miles Franklin. The link will be down below in the description. When you make your purchase, make sure you use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and they'll take care of you. If you have any additional questions, you can reach us over here at this phone number or over here at this particular email. For all orders over $10,000, reach out by email and we'll make sure that you get a great deal. So come on over to Miles Franklin and add to your precious metal inventory. All right, here we go. Lovely, dignified gentleman. We are sorry he did not live to see his financial plan fulfilled. Yeah, Dr. Shabibi. People were asking me about when he died. It was January of 2022, I believe, what somebody posted. We not be here to see it either. It hasn't been done yet. Yeah, that's a good point. Not yet. We're crossing our fingers. We'll see. Respect people. He could just speak in his own language, but for our benefit, he speaks English. Yeah, I know, because people are complaining about how he was talking. You got to understand that the long delays, and trust me, I erased most of them. It's his way of slowing down and trying to figure out how to translate his language into English in his mind before he speaks. So yeah, his native language is Farsi's, but English is a whole other language that he had to learn. Yeah, I get it. He is not very easy to understand, but if you just take your time and listen to the video, you can understand what he's saying. Dr. Shabibi is one of the good ones. Yes, he was. When did he die? Yeah, somebody posted down below that it was, I believe, June of 2022. Oh, here you go. Maliki went after him when he wouldn't do his dirty work, and he fled to Europe. He truly loved his country, an honest, good man. And he found out that Maliki was going after him. For those of you who don't know what happened, Dr. Shabibi was the governor of the Central Bank of Iraq. Why Dr. Shabibi was gone? Maliki changed the exchange rate to $1.12. I'm not even kidding. And it caused a huge issue with the economy. I mean, they damn near crashed. And so he wanted to blame Dr. Shabibi, called him a criminal, wanted to lock him up. But good thing Dr. Shabibi was over in Europe. This is the time that I was speaking about to everybody when I told you that Maliki wanted to be the next Saddam Hussein. What he was trying to do is use that as an excuse to centralize all power. And he made an attempt at it. It just didn't work for him, but yet he's still in power. Lots of good info there about deletion of the zeros, why they were added, and that CBI is in control of the rate. It is very dated, but let's see if they finally get it done. Yeah, it is dated, you guys. It's a little old. The reason why I chose that video, because, you got content creators out there that know their ass from a hole in the ground, and I won't mention their name, Militia Man and Mark Z, who were making a video claiming that in the video, Dr. Shabibi was talking about the deletion of the zeros and it was off the exchange rate. And it obviously wasn't. So that's why I played the whole video. This way, there's no excuse, because people always refer back to that video. They could come here and see the full version for themselves and see that nowhere in there did Dr. Shabibi talk about the deletion of the zeros was against the exchange rate. For those of you that don't understand what he is saying, he said the CBI is in control of the rate, and it will be determined based on several factors for any future potential increases in value. I think he is saying that the Iraqi economy will support the value of the dinar. And I think when this video came out, Iraq actually was in a really good position. They still had some issues to tackle, but the economy was actually really starting to pick up before ISIS got there, and the inflation rate had dropped down big time. He also explains that the zeros were added to the currency, not the first 3 zeros on the exchange rate, because of inflation, which he feels was not necessary. Yeah, he is exactly talking about the zeros were added to the banknotes, not the exchange rate. And it was because of inflation. He also explains that the CBI is waiting on the Iraq government to make a stable business environment through policy promoting the domestic businesses, regional businesses, and attracting foreign investors. Yep, exactly. He also wants the Iraq government to provide physical security and political stability. The Delete the Zeros program has been on hold since 2005. Some of you think it is no longer relevant. No, that is not true, because the Iraqi government and the Central Bank of Iraq, being the source of authority, continues to tell us that the program is still in play. In my honest opinion, no, it's still there, you guys. It's what they're trying to do is a study of the deletion of the zeros. They're trying to figure out how this is going to affect Iraq to make sure that they are in a position to go ahead and remove the zeros off the Iraqi dinar, the currency, not the exchange rate. Because once they make that decision to make that change to the currency, you got to understand that the citizens are going to be a little confused. There's going to be a slight interruption to the economy and to businesses who have to then go in and change all their bookkeeping, as well as prices throughout Iraq. So when you go to the store, you're not going to have all those extra zeros on there. So the prices all need change. Bookkeeping needs change. You need to educate the Iraqi people about what's going on. So there is a little bit of interruption to the economy, as well as some confusion to the citizens. So yeah, it's something that doesn't happen just overnight. It's something that takes a little bit of time. Good post, Chris. I appreciate that. Thank you, Pimpy. I enjoyed that very much. Much has happened recently, but it has been a slow process in the long run. Doesn't it seem that this pace has certainly picked up in the last week? I wish he would have lived to see it. What a gentleman with much wisdom. Yeah, there's no doubt that first, in my opinion, started with Al-Qademi. Things started to get on track, and he was able to accomplish a lot, considering he had a lot of obstacles to get over, mainly Maliki and his people, who made his life hell. Once Al-Sudani got in there, he's definitely picked up the pace, and they seem well on track. Oh wow, what a nice spirit, so relaxed, laid back. Yeah, Dr. Shabibi, I've seen interviews of people talking about him, and everybody has nothing but good things to say about the guy, unless you talk to Maliki. You just reminded me, hold on, I've been on this ride. I saw that on its original post date, RP Dr. Shabibi. Yeah, it's been a little while. It's crazy how much time has flown by. I'm not even kidding. The only thing I got out of that was, just kidding, Pimpy. Do you know how Dr. Shabibi died? I'm not sure, but he was already an old guy, but, I'm not sure. Somebody said I think he had a brain tumor. I might be wrong, but I believe that's what it was. Andrew A.B., here we go. Here's a quote, Pimpy, from the World Trade Organization article from yesterday, clearly showing that to be in the World Trade Organization means a new value of some sort for the IQD. Yeah, but new value what? Is that the deletion of the zero? So now you have a nominal value change? That means only the currency and not the exchange rate? Look, I already said this about the World Trade Organization. There is no certain exchange rate that you must have to get into the World Trade Organization. What they're looking for is an exchange rate that's very stable. Although if you're going to go into the World Trade Organization, this was my opinion, I'm pretty sure they would prefer it if you didn't have so many zeros. Customs valuation is a customs procedure applied to determine the customs value of imported goods. If the rate of duty is ad valorem, the customs value is essential to determine the duty to be paid on an imported good. Yeah, so what's it talking about when they talk about customs valuations? The whole purpose of that is for the fees that you have to pay when you're dealing with imports. So yeah, that evaluation has nothing to do with the exchange rate. So on the one video I did, I showed you guys what the definition was and then gave you guys some examples of what custom valuation is. Good interview. I like how some of those guys in the crowd tried to get Dr. Shabibi to tell them the date. Yeah. Why don't the people ask the same question to Alok? I'm sure a lot of people have. We just don't know about it. But yeah, they tried to be slick about it. And you heard, just like I said, even if they knew, they wouldn't tell you. So all these people claiming to have an intel person, they don't have an intel person. They can't tell you. In Iraq, that kind of information coming out, leaked, that's the death sentence. So nobody's going to risk their life telling a special intel person. That's just bullshit. The ramifications of letting that kind of information go out could totally damage the economy of Iraq. So no, they're not going to tell anybody. That's why Dr. Shabibi said, even if I knew, I couldn't tell you. Let's get the shit going. People want their money. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people do. There's no such thing as a valued currency rate to be accepted into the World Trade Organization. They could RV the dinar to 5 cents, and they could be a part of the World Trade Organization. There is such a thing as a valued currency. I showed you guys an example what a valued currency is, and there's even a formula for a valued currency. So I don't know what you're talking about. Thank you, Pimpy. You're welcome. This guy was not only hard to listen to, but also hard to look at too. Sorry, Pimpy. Yeah, well, I mean, to each his own. Thank you. You're very welcome. I didn't know. My condolences. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people didn't even know he was dead. It's not like we're keeping track of every political person out there, but you would think that people would know definitely when Dr. Shabibi would pass away. This happened when my children were in elementary school. My kids are now professionals with law degrees. That is a video of Dr. Shabibi, the big kahuna of the Central Bank of Iraq back in the day. Any day now, any day. Yeah, we hear that all the time for certain individuals. Maybe something will happen by the time my grandkids have law degrees. Oh, yeah, that is kind of funny. Unfortunately, it's true, but this is what happens. When you have all those people out there constantly telling you every day, it's going to happen tomorrow, my back screens and redemption centers, and you keep expecting it to happen, and it doesn't. And then years go by, then decades go by, and you're like, what the hell? It seems like forever. While adding to that stress is the fact that people have been lying to you, telling you it's going to happen any day. 800 numbers, redemption centers, numbers on the back screen. Those people at the redemption centers have been standing by for so long, they're actually just skeletons by now, okay? What date was that recorded? Oh, it's about 12 years ago, I think. When did this take place? About 12 years ago, I think it was. The whole point of the video was you keep hearing the NAR gurus out there claiming that in there, Dr. Shabibi is claiming that the 4 zeros come off the exchange rate. No, he was talking about the dinar. Can I get this time added back to my life? Yeah, that'd be nice if we could do that. Hey, everything went left. Hasn't been straight ever since. I think you need an A there, Kipper. Right there, not an I, but I'll go with straight. So what will the rate be? No one knows. That's the honest to God truth. Nobody knows. 39.10-ish interest. No mention of printing fake fiat. No, I think he's answering both people's question. One was asking directly about the value of the exchange rate. The other person was asking about the deletion of the zeros. So he was very vague in his answers about what the exchange rate could be and when it was going to happen, because obviously he can't tell people. And like he said, I don't think he knew at the time. The speech is 11 years old. I think it's older than that. It's old. Yeah, it's old. See, around when this speech happened, Iraq was in a pretty good place economically. The issue with them was the very, very corrupt government, just like now. But they seem to be more behaved this time around instead of trying to take over the country like they were back then. When is the worst speakers on the planet? I really hope you summarize this. I could not watch it. It was too painful. It was like, All it was Dr. Shabibi. He was the governor of the Central Bank of Iraq. People were asking him about the exchange rate. He said he could not tell them even if he knew. Another person asked him about the deletion of the zeros. And he was simply explaining that, in his opinion, they never should have put the zeros on there in the first place. But they were there to prevent hyperinflation. But felt like once the study of the deletion of the zeros was done, that they should go ahead right away and take the zeros off. And that was like 12 years ago. He felt like Iraq was in a position to go ahead and delete the zeros at the time. The gurus praise Shabibi. Okay, downfall. Long in the making, much. Am I missing something? It's a sheer question. No, it's just, again, the video is there for people to reference to. So every time you hear these gurus go, oh man, in a video, Dr. Shabibi said they were going to change the exchange rate. That's not what he says. I believe this video is from 2014. Yeah, that seems more accurate than the other one. Old video, rest in peace, died in 2022. Yep, that's what I heard. One question, Pimpy. Why is this important? Because people constantly refer to that video. They constantly refer to it. They're saying in there, Dr. Shabibi is claiming that the zeros are coming off the exchange rate. That's false. He's trying to combat Malignant Man on the 3-0 project. Malignant Man has forgotten more about Iraq than Pimpy will ever know. I love my response. Malignant Man is a freaking idiot. And he apparently forgot everything about the dinar because nothing he says is accurate. That's right. So he's a say-so guy. Yeah, he was at the time. Seemed to be dancing. Kind of a tight spot for sure. So the announcement is we had to do this here in conference to quiet down a rowdy dinar foreigners, I'm guessing, and tell y'all, okay, we're thinking about doing something. Yeah, I mean, he had to be vague. Again, I'm telling you, they can't just come out and tell you when and the rate. That's why all these people are telling you the screens and back screens and they're just full of crap. Security forces and banks. Yeah, so when we changed their dinars from the old Swiss francs or the old Saddam Hussein dinars and the new ones came out, the new ones like we have now. So you need a lot of security people there. They guard the money as they make the exchange to keep anybody from stealing it, people getting out of control, people getting rowdy. Anything to disrupt the currency transfer, they're going to make sure there's security there. Last time they had the U.S. Army there to guard them. This is BS. It is? How is it BS? It's just a video. Stop snoring. Malignant Man's arse. Then maybe you will learn something. Yeah, exactly. If I didn't know any better, both accounts belong to the Malignant Man. Seriously. You guys are way too much, man. Seriously. Anyways, I thought the comments were funny, and I wanted to come back and just respond to you guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Somebody asked me, I know I have on my playlist for the Iraqi dinar. You guys can go in there and see all the videos, but somebody is requesting the educational videos be separate than the news ones so they can go through and check those videos out. I will go through and sort them all out for you guys. And this way then, when you go to the players list, the ones where I'm going over articles and teaching about what everything is, then you can see for yourself. I'll go ahead and separate those so you can have those specifically on its own playlist. Anyways, that's it for now. I'll catch you later. I am out.